This movie has a tremendously difficult production, as is well documented. Going to this movie, I expected a poor film, a non-existent plot, and I wasn't interested. But that wasn't until I saw the second official trailer when my interest perked up significantly. The main poster is a work of art. Seriously, go have a look at it. It's amazing. So I knew that if the poster was amazing and the film was bad, at least this would be the best Star Wars movie in terms of the posters, or one of the best films in terms of the posters. Alden Ehrenreich was actually quite good in the role of Han Solo. He came across as more naive than the later version we saw, which was great, because in an origin story you do need your protagonist to be vulnerable. Donald Glover was predictably fantastic. I'd even go as far as to say he was the star of the show. I actually wouldn't mind seeing a Lando Star Wars movie in a few years' time. Emilia Clarke was also very good, and her character Kira was conflicted, I think, and probably the most in-depth character in the whole film. Woody Harrelson as Tobias Beckett was decent. I actually thought he would be in a smallish role in the movie, but he's actually present throughout most of the story, which I was actually surprised by. His performance is great, but the character seemed like a copy-paste from some sort of generic western, and he's the generic father figure mentor type character. Again, I could be wrong, but that's how it came across to me. Chewbacca is wonderfully written in this film, and his origin fits well. It explains Han's and Chewie's close bond very well, but it does seem a bit rushed. In Star Wars Legends, not that I want to get into that sort of thing, but in Star Wars Legends it's a bit more interesting, the origin. You can look it up if you want to, but how Han and Chewie meet is a bit more interesting than how it is here. I understand how in a movie you need to have a certain time frame to meet, you can't spend too long on one thing, but yeah, it's a bit rushed, but it's still good. Paul Bettany's Dryden Voss was a delight. He was generally threatening, intimidating, and he's just a brilliant performance. But he's barely in the movie. It's just such a shame. I wouldn't be surprised if on the Blu-ray release there's loads of Dryden Voss deleted scenes. The story was alright. Yeah, it was alright. Nothing really surprised me and shocked me. It was a pretty run-of-the-mill adventure. I did at least like the fact that they explored a different side of the Star Wars universe. It wasn't about the Jedi, it wasn't about any of that area or the rebellion for a change. It was about the criminal underbelly for a change, which I liked. It was a different view. What really shocked me, and this is a spoiler, but the film has been out for a while, was Darth Maul's cameo. I really liked it. It was obviously a nod for the fans, it wasn't really for casual audiences, but I liked it. It was a nice surprise. It was great to see Ray Park in the role again. Yeah, simple, I liked it. There's not really much I can talk about given how it's a cameo, so it lasts about a minute, or maybe two, but I liked it. Overall, the film had some pacing issues, but honestly, I'm just amazed that the film wasn't a complete and total disaster, especially given the horrific production that it went through. If I had to rate it out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7, which you might think is too high or too generous, but yeah, I think it's a slightly above average movie.